Hi, Winnie. I just want to let you know that I'm here.
Yes, hi, Crystal. I make you a co-host. Hi.
Hi.
Let me see. Yes. You see, you're a co-host, right?
Hold on.
I can take off my my share screen.
Just trying to figure out how to bring back my screen to full size. Hold on. Oh, full screen. All right. All right. So yeah, I don't have anything to share. Can I turn on my video so you can see my kitchen? Let's see if we still have the light in the back. So hold on. I think we still have a little bit, right? But it's not that much. Oh, I cannot hear you, Winnie.
Sorry, I'm mute. You share my, do you see my screen I share?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. Would you like me to keep this way?
You can keep it for now until people start logging in, but then you remove it so people can see.
Okay. Yeah, we just finished our study abroad fair.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, we have quite a few people. So whenever I see students that come to here, I think Ibani was there.
I'm here right now.
Hi, I know.
Hi.
I saw you. I sent you a chat.
I'm gonna look now. I didn't look.
It's okay. We have time. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna fill this out again.
Yeah, send me an email. Okay.
Okay.
Great. So I just talk a few, maybe 30 seconds, then I'll send the floor to you.
And Winnie, right now you are recording. You want to record now or you want to record until later?
Oh, record later. Let me see.
Service specialist at the CSI St. George location. In my office, we work with different offices, admissions, financial aid, and everywhere on campus. So if you have any questions, you can always reach me there. I'm also gonna type my email on the chat box. So if you have any questions, whether it's related to cooking or salsa or anything related to the college, you can always reach out to me. So today, so I'm originally from Mexico, from the state of Puebla. So salsa, it's just like a common staple, just like having ketchup. You always have some type of salsa at home, so you are always putting some kind of pepper, some kind of sauce in your meals. So you kind of get used to. A little tip, anytime you ask a Mexican if a salsa is hot, and if they say it's not hot, it is hot. All right, so you better try just a little bit just to make sure before you put it on your food. So I don't even trust other fellow Mexicans when they say something is not hot. So today's goal will be about making two salsas. So red salsa and green salsa. And if we have time, we're also gonna make time some for pico de gallo, which is also kind of like something that you can always put on your food, and it's pretty good. some of the ingredients that we're gonna be using today, and I'm gonna show you, hopefully you can see them. Is anybody following along? Like, is anybody cooking also, or everybody's just watching, chilling? Let me know. So if anybody is following along, I can take some pause in between and let you finish. But if you are just watching, we'll go through the motions. Feel free to ask any questions as we go along. Winnie will read some of the questions out to me if I'm not able to see them. So feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions or put them on the chat box. So I was gonna talk about the ingredients. So we're gonna be using, and like I say, some of these ingredients, you're gonna need them for one salsa, for the red salsa, and some for the other. So don't feel like you have to have everything on hand. So some of the ingredients will be like plum tomatoes. Okay, so I have some of these here. We have onion. We have peppers. These are called serrano peppers. You can find them pretty much in every supermarket. Sometimes they sell them loose, so you can just pick whatever you need. Some of them, you're gonna find them on a packet. So these are some serrano peppers. I have some garlic here. And then and I have some salt, right? Salt to taste. And for my green salsa, I have tomatillos, which are kind of like green tomatoes. I also gonna use the onions, the garlic, and I'm also gonna use some cilantro. All right. A little bit before we continue, I just wanna mention the way how I'm gonna show you how to make the salsa is just the way how I make it at home. All right. There is not one right way to make salsa. In Mexico, there are so many ways to make salsa, and these ways will depend depending on the region. Sometimes it depends on the family, and sometimes it depends on the taste. So and this is a good way to experiment with your cooking. So not just one right way to make it. You know, feel free to experiment with different types of ingredients and with different types of pepper. Talking about pepper, today I'm gonna be using the serrano pepper, but there are many different ways to, many different peppers that are out there. So whichever one is your favorite, you can use it. This fresh serrano pepper, in Mexico, we also use dry peppers. So this serrano pepper turns into this chile de árbol. It's a dry chili pepper, all right? And these are very useful because, you know, you can boil them a little, cook them a little bit, and then put them on your salsa. You don't have to have it fresh in order to use it. This is a poblano pepper. These are pretty good for roasting and then stuffing them, just like you will stuff a red pepper. These are dry chipotle pepper. All right. So sometimes you can find them. This, believe it or not, this was jalapeno pepper when it's fresh. So the jalapeno becomes chipotle once you dry it and once you smoke it. And that's where the smoky flavor comes from. And I have this other pepper. This is called pasilla pepper. A lot of people like to make enchiladas with that pepper, so it's pretty good. Now, going to the good stuff. So in Mexico, if you were to make a traditional salsa, you will use what's called a molcajete. I'm gonna type it up in the chat so you can see how it's written. molcajete. So basically, a molcajete, it's made of volcanic rock, and artisans shape it up in a way that you can have it like a bowl. And then with this thing, you can simply mash your ingredients together. Okay, so traditionally, that's how in Mexico you will make it. Honestly, I use my blender most of the times. One of the good things about the blender is that you can blend as much as you want. So you can either have it very blended, your ingredients very blended together, or you can control if you want your salsa to be a little bit chunky. Okay, so starting with your tomatoes. Okay, so I like to roast the tomatoes. Okay, so normally I will use you will use comal, which is basically a griddle, right? You will heat it up, put your ingredients there. So right now, for example, I will put it on my comal. This is a traditional tawa, which is from Trinidad and Tobago, which is pretty good for making heating up tortillas, making roti, and I roast my tomatoes there. Once the tomato is roasted, excuse me, it will look pretty much like this. Okay. I'm sorry. So this is food I'm gonna eat, so I'm sorry if I'm coughing. You know what? It's the peppers that are making me cough. So I'm gonna just close it a little bit, close all the bags. So you put the tomatoes to roast. And I also like to roast my onions. It gives it a really nice roasted flavor. But again, when making salsa, you can use different techniques to make it. There is not just one right way to do it. I like to roast my tomatoes. Some people may boil the tomatoes and just make them a little soft. Some people may just mix the tomatoes with everything else without cooking it or anything. So you can experiment with different ways. And as soon as you find the way that you like how it tastes, then you can go from there. So what I'm gonna do with the tomatoes, and I hope you can see it, I'm gonna peel out the burn sides, right? I don't.
So Crystal, how long should we roast the tomato?
Sometimes it really depends on how hot your griddle is. Mm-hmm. I don't know, sometimes it can be very fast, sometimes it can take a long time. So basically you will put your tomato on the griddle, mm-hmm, and just let it burn, and then you switch sides, and then you take it like that. Mm-hmm. That's how I will do it. But again, you can boil it, you can use it raw as well. All right. So I'm peeling the tomato, and it's okay. I'm leaving a few burnt pieces. It actually gives it some flavor of the roasted. All right. I'm gonna grab my molcajete. All right. And I'm gonna use some garlic. All right. Normally for a salsa, I'm using 4 tomatoes, 1 or 2 garlic. I like garlicky flavor. Some people don't like it too garlicky, so it depends. You can start with 1 and then take it from there. So you can start mashing up, and I hope you can see it. You can start mashing up.
You can see.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, good. So you can start mashing up your ingredients, right? I'm gonna use 1 serrano pepper, and the same thing. You're gonna mash it up, okay? Now this one, I should have cut it up a little bit. So I'm gonna do it in a little bit. And I also have some onions that I also roasted. It doesn't have to be too much, but you have some of this. I'm gonna use some of this as well. Okay. So again, I know sometimes it takes me quite a while to roast the tomatoes. So rather than mashing up the ingredients like this, I may use the blender just for speed. All right. So don't be afraid to use whatever you have on hand. All right. And then I will put 1 of the tomatoes that I already peeled. And this, I'm gonna.
When you say blender, right, you mean like one of those like food processors, or like the actual like blender that I make, like a smoothie, or like a food processor?
Whatever you have. If you have a food processor, you know, I haven't got myself to buy one. You know, the ones that I want are really expensive. So if you have a food processor, use a food processor.
Okay.
I have a simple blender. So the one that I use for my smoothies,
Okay.
that I use for my salsa. So for whatever you have, you can use that.
Okay.
Okay. So here I have it again. And Winnie, please keep me aware of the time. I may track. So again,
Sure.
I have my my ingredients mashing up. And again, with the molcajete, your salsa is gonna come up very chunky, all right? It's not gonna mash up completely. So if you want something that is a little bit more refined, you can use your blender, all right? After you blend all the ingredients, you can simply use some salt. And just taste it as you go, all right? 1 pepper should be enough, but you can use as much or as little as you want. One thing with the pepper, what's really hot is the inside, the seeds, and the vein with the seeds. So if you want just a little bit of flavor, but you don't want it too hot, you can also cut it, remove the seeds, and then just use it like that. So it doesn't have to be very, very hot. All right. So I know it doesn't look very, very pretty, but it tastes really good. All right. So that's one salsa that you can make, and you know, you can eat it like that, and like I said, you can use it like this, or you can do a blender. We are gonna go for the green salsa next. All right.
Crystal, I just have a quick question because I came in a couple minutes late. What, that's the red salsa you made?
That's what I'm making, yeah.
That's the one that you just made?
Yes.
All right, looks good, thank you.
Thank you, Christine. All right, so the next one, the green salsa that I'm gonna make, we're gonna use the tomatillo.
Wait, before you go to that one, right? So I saw you use 1 tomato, 1 serrano pepper, and then you had the 2 garlic cloves and some salt, and that's it?
That's it. And the pepper, yeah, with the, and I'm gonna keep making it, you know, I kind of left it halfway. I'll probably put additional maybe 3 tomatoes.
Okay.
3 tomatoes. I roasted half an onion. So 3, 4 tomatoes, half an onion, 1 or 2 garlic peppers, 1 or 2 garlic cloves, and 1 serrano pepper. You know, and
Okay.
taste it as you make it. So you can make it hotter, more garlicky, whatever feels good.
Okay.
For
And these
the
tomatillos, we found this in the regular supermarket too?
tomatillos, I think I've seen them mostly everywhere.
Okay.
The supermarket that I have close to my house is Western Beef.
Okay.
So find them in Mexican delis.
Okay.
I've seen them in the grocery store, and my local grocery store is Stop and Shop. And I've
Oh,
also
okay.
seen them, I've also seen them at the green market when the green market's open.
Right.
All right.
How do
thanks.
you de-seed the peppers without burning your fingers? Like, how do you?
So normally I will put a glove on my left hand.
Okay.
So it depends. If it's one, I may just be brave and do it with the hand and do it real quick. Sometimes I may use a fork and a knife and just do it like that. Or if I have to do too many, then I'll just put a glove on one hand and the other one with a knife. And that way you don't remain with the spicy on your hands. All
And
right?
is there anything to wash your hands with to get the spice off, or it just has to wear off?
I scrub my hands really well. Sometimes
Okay.
I use, maybe sugar, just kind of like to rub
Okay.
the spice. Yeah, scrub,
Okay.
scrub. Yeah,
Thank you.
and just be careful because once you touch your eyes, forget it. So going back to the green salsa, so you will use the green tomatillos, okay? So the green tomatillos have like a layer, right? So you will peel it off, and then this is very sticky. So you will wash it. You wash it, and then with a pot of water, I just boil them, okay? I boil them until they are kind of soft, and I have them right here. Okay, once they are boiled, once you see them that they are a little soft, that's how it's gonna look. All right, I boiled 4 of them just for show. So let me sorry. That went on before time. So give me 1 second. So again, I'm putting my green tomatillos, and they're very watery. Inside, they're very watery. So this is just water that is from the inside. You'll put that. I'm gonna use half of an onion. Okay. I'm also gonna use 1 serrano pepper. I'm gonna use garlic. Normally you will see 1 clove. I like garlicky, so I just put a small one, an extra one. And then you can put some cilantro, okay? Normally, so it will come in a bunch. Normally I'll just cut, rip off the ends and then just put it like this, okay? Some people will just do the leaves, but the stems, they also have a lot of flavor. So don't waste it, just cut the ends, rinse it out very well, and then just put it in, all right? I'm also gonna put a little bit of salt. And that's it. Again, probably with a food processor might be easier, right? I like it a little bit chunky. So it's okay if it's a little chunky, but if you like it more like a smoother salsa, you can keep blending it. And again, taste a little. See if the flavor is good. And that's it. Some people like to add some stuff on top of the salsa, right? So you can cut up an avocado
Oh yeah.
in small pieces and just put it on your salsa. My uncle used to put, so this is how your salsa will look like. Okay, so it's very, it's chunky. I like it chunky. So my uncle used to put avocado on this salsa. He will put some avocado and some cheese, some queso fresco, and it will be a really, really good flavor. And you can just dip your chips or you know, and it will be delicious. Or you can put it with a little bit of meat. Now, salsas are very versatile, right? So you can eat them like this with your with some chips. I also like to cook with this. So for example, these, like if I wanted to cook like a meal with it, I will put some oil on the stove on a pan and just fry it a little bit. If I want to make like a vegetable dish, I will put some zucchini and some string beans. So, you know, it's very, very healthy. You can put it over rice and you are done. You have a vegetarian dish. Or if you wanted to mix it with any other type of meat, you know, chicken or beef, you can always do that. So you can actually cook with these salsas. You can also make enchiladas with this. So there are so many ways that you can use this salsa. So that's it. That's the red and the green salsa. How are we doing with time, Winnie?
It's 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yes.
Do we want to make the pico de gallo or we start at 3:30?
Up to you. We have time. Mhm.
We have time. All right.
The programs end at 4:30.
Okay, good. Does anybody have any questions or comments about the salsa? I know I went kind of pretty quick, but let me know if you have any questions about how I made it or anything.
I also put the ingredients on the chat box. So in case, Crystal, you want to add something, please feel free in case.
That's pretty good. And again, like at this point, I don't cook with exact measurements. You know, I may add a little bit more, or depending on what I have, I may use more of this or that. But pretty much feel free to experiment. This is really your time to experiment and to really discover what flavors you like. Like I said, there are so many types of pepper that you can experiment with. Fresh peppers, you can experiment with dry peppers, And even sometimes they have the canned chipotle peppers. So if you have some, you can just grab it from there and that's it. It will be a different taste on your salsa. All right. The next one that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a classic pico de gallo. So the classic pico de gallo is pretty much kind of the same ingredients as your salsa, right? So that's why they're kind of like in the same. If you go to a taco place, you will always have green salsa, red salsa, and some pico de gallo. Always, you can always use that on your tacos, any kind of meals.
Crystal, how to spell that word? Pico
de gallo. Let me put it on the chat.
Yeah, could you please? Yes. Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yeah. So the pico de gallo uses fresh ingredients. I'm gonna put it here. Let me see if you can see it. I have cut up some tomatoes. This is just one plum tomato, okay? I'm gonna use some, I have cut up some onions, all right? And mix them up. And you can use as much or as little onions as you like. Some people like onions, some people don't. So if you don't like too much of the onions, you can always put just a little bit. I put some onion. I cut up the one of the serrano pepper, okay? Here again, like I said, you can make it less spicy if you remove the seeds and the vein from the inside. For me, I just cut it up all together, all right? So I'm just gonna put it here. Okay, so you have your ingredients mixing up. And then I cut up some cilantro as well, okay? For this, I'm making it like that. Then I just need to add some salt and some pepper. One of the seasonings that I like from Trader Joe's is the everyday seasoning. It has not only pepper, but a little bit of, let me see, it has some onion, garlic, paprika. So anytime you have a dish that it tastes a little bit bland, I use this and it kind of fixes it. So I like it and I put it in a lot of my dishes. Well, after, especially if I want to give it a little flavor. I like it that it has some pepper, black pepper, so that's why I use it. And then that's it. You just mix it. And you can put this on a taco. You can put it as a side for any kind of meat that you have. You can eat it with chips. So you can eat it many, many different ways. You can also do different variations of the pico de gallo. So for example, if you are making fish tacos, sometimes you can put some mango, all the ingredients that I put on the pico de gallo, you can put a little bit of mango as well. So it kind of gives it that sweet and spicy flavor that goes really, really well with fish tacos. You can either put mango, you can put pineapple, so some of those will taste really good and won't make it as hot. And that could also be a good way to just eat it with chips and that's it, Fish tacos sound better, but you can also eat it with chips. All right. Any questions?
So I got one question. So the only difference between the red and the green salsa is you use plum tomatoes for the red salsa and no cilantro, but then for the green salsa you use the tomatillo and the cilantro, right? That's the only
Correct.
difference. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure I wrote all that stuff down.
Yay. And again, you can experiment. You can sometimes if I wanna put some cilantro in my plum tomato salsa, I also do that. So it's a mix between the green and the red salsa.
Got it. Got it. Thank you. This is nice.
Thank
So
you.
if anyone is making any dishes, so feel free to tag on our Facebook Center Intel and then show us your dishes.
Yes.
We love to see your dishes. I wrote down 2, but I think I'll put a little pepper.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Well, 2 of them. So first one is, what's the difference between the salsa you just made and like the ones at the store? Because I feel like there's I always taste the difference between that one and then like, when you buy the salsa, like in that thing at the supermarket.
I feel like the salsas that you buy from a jar or from the supermarket, I think they have the preservatives that they use. To me, they taste a little bit like with a vinegar taste, and that's what makes it a big difference. I don't love, whenever I can, I will try to make my own salsa. So I really cannot tell you, hey, buy this store-bought salsa because that's my favorite. I don't have too many favorites. I feel like I tried this brand that I think I saw it at Costco. Herdez. That's a brand. And it was a green salsa with avocado. But I put a little bit extra. I put a little bit extra avocado and I think a little bit extra of garlic. And that's how I kind of fix it to my taste. But really, it's the fresh ingredients. I can definitely taste the difference. What do you think it tastes? What do you think is the difference, Savannah?
I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I think you're right about like the preservatives in the other one. Like something about the one you just made is more like seems more fresh.
Yeah, definitely. And if you were in my kitchen, you will smell the peppers, you will smell the cilantro. I really hope that you guys can try it and experiment with the salsas.
Yeah. And then just like another question, has attendance been taken?
Attendance, Winnie, they can chat with you, right? Yeah, she's
Yes, I just sent, right. And if you need a PG, I just sent a chat, sent to me by email with your full name and employee ID.
Yeah, so this is a PG Clue credit. So if you were here, thank you so much for being here. If you have any other questions, let me know. We still have more time left. If you have any favorite salsas that you like, let us know what's your favorite salsa. And just to receive a PG Clue credit, just email Winnie with employee ID and your full name.
Yeah, I have questions. Crystal, why salsa is so famous in Mexico or any speaking country? Why is so famous?
So for Mexicans, especially for indigenous Mexicans, they say it's like 3 main ingredients on our food. So one of them is definitely pepper. right? So from hundreds and thousands of years, right? Those are the three staples: peppers, maize, or like the corn to make like tortillas and tamales and all of that, and all beans. So those are kind of like the basic food for Mexico and many of the Central American, South American countries. Those are basic ingredients. They are easy to grow, you know, sometimes easy to carry and stuff like that. So I think that's what made it so common. You always eat something with some pepper, and with a mix of Spanish culture, the food and everything, you know, you have a lot of mixes with the food and the culture. That's why it's just part of the food.
Thank you.
Any questions?
So anyway, the office I'm working at is called Center for Global Engagement. We also have a study abroad program to different countries, more than 50 countries, you name it. If even though you are a freshman or sophomore, junior, you're welcome to inquire about the opportunity to study abroad. We just finished our study abroad fair, but you are welcome to talk to our study abroad advisor. I'm going to put the email on the chat box, even though I'm thinking of, and then a lot of program, you don't need any language requirement. So you're welcome to chat with us. We are fully remote, fully reply to you. And also we will have a scholarship and for several study abroad programs. So don't feel like with the amount prevent you from apply to a study abroad program. Just talk to our study abroad advisor. Okay. So I'm going to put the email on the chat box. And I know, Crystal, you were alumni and you went study abroad too.
That's right, Winnie. When I was a student at CSI many years ago, I did a winter intersession program in Shanghai, China. It was a great experience. And you know, being in close contact, even though we live in New York, and your neighbors, your classmates, you know, you find people from all over the world. It doesn't compare to going to a country and really experiencing the food, the culture, the language. It's really a fun experience. I had a lot of fun, and it was just 1 month, which was a really great experience that I'll carry with me forever.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. That's good to know. I was looking into maybe like the winter of 2022, I believe. So that's really good to know, like to hear about that. But mines wouldn't be Shanghai, I don't think. I was looking at Florence.
That's perfect. Yes, we have a very good program in Florence. So I just put on an email on the chat box. And then please feel free to contact our study abroad advisor and also our blog.
Oh,
Great program in Florence. Because we just finished our study abroad program. We have our partner from maybe 20 some countries, and one of them, of course, from Florence. Yes. Do you have any other questions?
no other questions. I already emailed someone from the study abroad program. I found it on the site. So just waiting to see like what the recommendations would be on like how I should prepare for something like that.
Good, great. So if there's no question, I think we are at the end of this program, and I would like to say thank you very much, Crystal, for your wonderful presentation. If you guys making any salsa, please tag on us on Facebook. We would like to see your dish, and I'm trying mine too. Okay. Thank you very much, Crystal. Thank you all for joining us. Oh,
Thank
by the
you.
way, we have our last one for our series on next week. Let me see. Yeah. I almost forgot. It's for next week on Tuesday, February 23rd at 6:30. How to making Nigerian coconut rice. It's one of our international students who make that. It's the same link and it's at 1 PG. So hopefully we can see you again. Okay, goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Alright,
Winnie.
bye.
I just want to say I put in my email address on the chat.
Email.
I'm
Yes.
also a student advisor, so if you want to reach to me about salsa, please do. If you want to tell me when you cook it, I hope you enjoy it. But if you have any other questions, whether it's academic advisement, financial aid, or whatever else, feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for being here today.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you an email so that we could like schedule a time to talk about like my academic advisement.
Good. I'll keep it for a while in case people want to drop down the email and other ingredients. So I'm going to keep it. Mhm.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Take
Hope to
care,
see you
guys.
again, Bonnie. Thank you, Crystal. Oh, yeah,
Thank
one
you,
new message.
Winnie.
Good.